Hello, welcome back to Nae Waste at St John's. It's a while since we've been in touch, and this is our first episode since the end of lockdown. And I'm joined here by Professor Plastic. How are you getting on, Professor?
Oh, what a day it's been. It's been a tough few weeks back, but it's been really good to be back. It's been lovely to see the kids again, to get back into it. But, you know, I look around and I see, you know, so many people have asked me, are you still doing the recycling? Can we recycle some of these tops? I've been saving them up over lockdown. And all I see everywhere I look is plastic, PPE, plastic masks, plastic. It's almost too much for me.
It's like all the extra P in PPE should be plastic.
It should be, I think
all
it should.
The PPE involves plastic, doesn't it?
Yeah, on every single bit of it. I can't think of anything that isn't plastic.
What can we do about it? What about the containers? The sanitizer, the cleaners, anything you think we could do with that?
Well, to be honest, I think, you know, they're difficult to recycle, and they're polypropylene, so they can be stripped down and recycled, the bits can be taken out of them. But I think the ones that we've got, we're going to try and repurpose them. Now, obviously, all our safety goggles and safety specs have to be disinfected between users, so we're going to make up some baths full of sterilising solution, and rather than have them in buy tubs, because I looked at buying tubs, I thought, well, I've got hundreds of these tubs around the school, so I'll try and use them up for different things. So, you know, it'd be great if people could come up with ideas what we could do with them. You know, obviously we could store things in them, but we're going to use them for baths, for sterilising our goggles and our safety specs.
That's a great idea, Professor. Another thing that we see everywhere just now is hand sanitizer, and we're using these little containers, and we also have these bigger capacity containers here. And it's really good if you don't throw out these, even for recycling. There's a lot of components in the plunger and in the cap that we don't want to have to recycle, because there's a lot of energy went into making them as well as the material. So it's really good if you could refill the little bottles with a big bottle, and then we're using less plastic overall and trying to reduce the amount of plastic that's wasted.
Thanks, Doctor. That's really interesting what you've said about the hand sanitizer. It's a great idea to reuse those little bottles. Now, I don't know about you, but every day on my way to work I'm seeing more and more of these at the roadside. You know, I'm seeing them abandoned on trees and on fences, and you know, they're a real concern for me. Now, I know that, you know, we in the department, we all kind of use reusable face shields and face covers to try and limit the use of these one-use kind of things. Now, the problem is a lot of people think these are actually made out of paper and that they can be recycled, but you know, there's no paper in them at all. They're actually quite a complex polypropylene, multiple layers. They have a little bit of steel in the top. It makes them impossible to recycle. And I think about these going into the waste stream, hundreds, thousands, millions of them every day, and I do worry. But I know people have to use them in such situations that they have to be used. But I would say if you can, try and use less of them, and use reusable. I would say with my.
And then obviously, if we do have to use them, make sure we don't litter. Make sure we dispose of them properly.
Yeah. And how would you dispose of them properly?
In the bin.
In the bin. In the bin.
Put them in the bin, just don't throw them away.
Yeah. So that's great advice, isn't it? You know, just put them in the bin.
Yes, so because of all the extra PPE, we have to hand sanitize, we have to clean surfaces, we have to make sure we're protected. So we are going to use a lot more plastic. Aren't we, Professor?
Oh, definitely. Everywhere you look is plastic. So like we said at the start, I think it's really important that we try and do as much to recycle as we can. In our previous video, Small Changes, Big Difference, we give you lots of ideas and different ways that you can reduce your actual waste. So have a look at that and get recycling.
It's been really good to catch up with you in this video, talking specifically about plastic and PPE. Our next video, we'll get back to looking at how we recycle plastic milk bottles, that's the HDPE, and we'll show you how we have various methods of making bowls from the HDPE. Thanks again for joining us at Nae Waste at St John's.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, back off, too close. 2 metres.
Too close. Come on, let's get
2 metres. 2
Go
metres.
on, go on, back,
Get away.
back at the bowl. Go on,
No.
back.